Welcome back, everybody, to the Rally Cry Collegiate Series. We have quite the upset in our winners bracket coming off of our first series of the day. Fisher Falcons fall to the hands of George Mason University. The Patriots, they step up big time in a 2-1 victory, and that pushes them into our winners final, awaiting the victors of our next series coming up, Northwood versus Oklahoma Christian University. Fisher, they're going to be dropping to the losers bracket, and what a surprise that is, Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know we're just about to jump into this next series, but I just want to say one last, big congratulations to GMU for really coming out and just swinging for the fences. They dominated in some of those rounds, and I was just so impressed.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're going to have to climb back if you're Fisher, but for GMU, I mean, you've already set the bar on what the expectations are heading into that winners final, and now it's just going a step further and see if you can find yourself into the grand final in the later weeks. So heading into our second match of the day, we got the Northwood Timberwolves returning to the stream, going up against the Oklahoma Christian Eagles. A big matchup that I've been waiting for this, because Northwood, they have been unstoppable. We've asked Northwood to prove themselves as a similar team from this spring, and Northwood have flourished with their fundamentals. We're waiting to see if the team can actually test them mechanically and shut some of these players down. We're looking to see if Oklahoma Christian can be that team.
And it's a question that, honestly, I don't know the answer to, but I'm really excited to see, because Oklahoma Christian, they've had some big changes coming into this semester where they had 3 different pickups, and all 3 of them have been really experienced. In fact, a combined 22 seasons of advanced experience across their 3 new pickups.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like for these new pickups for Oklahoma Christian, it's kind of weaving them together. So far, it's been a good road, as we've seen. I mean, not the most comfortable road like we saw from George Mason, but a 2-1 victory over the whole Ohio State University Buckeye Gaming Collective puts them into this position, and now is their chance to kind of prove themselves as a team against some of the best. So we take a look at our series, our map set. We got Mirage map 1, Anubis map 2, and Ancient as the decider at the end. Similar to our first series, but a little bit mixed around for Anubis and Ancient, and it's kind of has me a little bit worried heading to Mirage for our map 1. I said it last week, and I thought this would be a map that you look at it, you gotta ban it versus Northwood, Vincent.
I think that it's a fair conversation. I would be thinking about that for sure. Granted, Oklahoma Christian deciding that's not going to be the way to go. And to be fair, Oklahoma Christian, at least individually, they've been like pretty darn good on Mirage as well. So you can make the argument that they're trying to play up to their own victories. And the fact that Northwood picks it out for them, they're probably going to be pretty happy about that, right? They're getting a map that, yeah, Northwood's good at, but so are they. Now, going back to Anubis, though, that's where things start to get interesting. I have no idea what to expect from that. I just know that I'm excited to see what this OC team have to offer, because I haven't gotten to see them yet.
No, and Oklahoma Christian, they're no strangers to Anubis. They played it just a few days ago versus the Ohio State University, a 13-8 victory. You had Hunter and Twigs go huge with 40 kills between the two. Shrani had a great game, 18 and 13. Shrani very consistent over the maps that we have, or the stats that we have for Oklahoma Christian within this series. And I mean, this is the making of another potential dark horse run, quite like George Mason University. A team that, might not be flashy, but they have the fundamentals to step up to these big teams, knock them down a peg, and try their hand at maybe moving them into the lower bracket.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting spot for Oklahoma Christian to be, because, they have the really impressive players that they picked up, right? All of those players have advanced experience, but they're joining 2 returning players in Trony and Wheaties, who actually, listen, I'm gonna say the bad word. They've been over in Valorant, and they've been doing a lot of good work over there. I know, I'm so sorry. Maybe just avert your ears if you can't handle it, but they've been doing good over there. Listen, they've had a lot of experience in that, and playing in like tier 2, tier 3 in North America. So they have the individual skill, and it's been, I think, almost 2 semesters at this point that they've made the swap back over. I think that this Oklahoma Christian team, it's easy to sleep on them, but I think they have the skill to go up against some of the individuals for Northwood. But there's one individual in particular that I need to pick up, and that is Tix. He's been
Oh yeah.
insane for this Northwood team. I don't understand how he gets away with it, but so many rounds, he'll just walk into a site and find
I
a
think
double
you
edge.
mentioned even like talking to MJB after their win versus RIT. You saying how, I guess, frustrating it is
Frustrated.
playing against Tix, and like the fact that he can literally walk out of sight, get a two-piece, and live off of basically nothing, no utility, no entry, no distractions, just full-on contact plays. Tix can make or break rounds for Northwood, and not even that, he can clutch rounds too. I think the one thing that is most important about Northwood is that the clutch capabilities that they do have. We saw it last week versus RIT, very convincing wins, 13-5, 13-6, and a lot of these rounds came down to 1vx situations where Northwood were at the disadvantage, and they walk away on top of it. So you know that this team, even backed in a corner, is very dangerous. And you look even away from Tix, you look at the rest of the roster: Soul Goat, Escape, Nice, Ellis. Any one of these players can have that moment, and maybe a few of them don't need to have those moments, but they're there if they need to, quite like Shipsy in our last series.
Yeah, and I think that is you've really zoned in on one of the more terrifying parts of this North roster and why it can be overwhelming to play up against them. It's because across the board they have individuals who can just be the best player in the server at any given moment. And even Solko, who typically more in-game leader type of figure when he's playing at that higher level, even he has the skill to jump in and have his moments as well. That's what's so terrifying. And so kind of looking into this, you look more down the line, and I think there's two questions on the mind for Oklahoma Christian, right? The first of which is just meeting Northwood where they are, making sure that they don't get run over. If they can do that, the whole game opens up. But doing that is so difficult.
And you're going to have to do that on Mirage too. I'd say like a map that you look back, and I think you even said it yourself, that you have your own success for your Oklahoma Christian, only so far across the Rallycry Collegiate series, losing 10 rounds on 2 maps of Mirage. You now have to do that against Northwood. And I don't want to, cut things down for MSU or OSU and, the amount of skill that they can bring to it. But when you look at these teams in comparison to the Timberwolves, it is a very different game to be played. So Oklahoma Christian, they got to go above and beyond right now. They have to harness a little bit of the capabilities that we saw from George Mason, step up to the individual fundamentals that are brought to the table from Northwood, bring them down to earth, and force them to play a more default fundamental game.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, on the same page. As well, we were going to be getting into the action, but it looks to me like we're going to need a little bit of a reset going into that one. Whatever the issue was, we'll get figured out. That being said, Seymour, there's one thing on my mind at the moment, and that is I just don't know if there is an actual solution for Tiggs. I'm not sure. I think that if he does what he did against RIT again, I mean, there's some really skilled individuals here for Oklahoma Christian. I don't know if they have an answer. And listen, I also think that if that happens, you know me, Seymour. I wouldn't say that I am a ragey player, but I can get emotional. And the reality is that it's an emotional situation when you just come out and get smacked in the head by a bullet you didn't see coming. It hurts. It's not
No,
fun.
it's not at all. And I think for the side, for the side here of Oklahoma Christian, you need to see them keep a level head across this whole series. It's important to keep your emotions in check. And for Northwood, I think that is where they're really good at getting under your skin. It happened not against RT, but in the first match that we saw against them in Drexel. I think Drexel kind of got a little bit ahead of themselves. They got a little bit frustrated, and things started to snowball out of their way. RIT wasn't the same. I feel like RIT just met a Northwood that wasn't losing that day. And that was a very unfortunate game for them to play. Yeah, maybe RIT didn't play up to their own standards as well, but I think Northwood were on top of everything that game. There was really no mistakes to be made. So, I mean, for Oklahoma Christian to do that here versus them, I think we're kind of in and around the realm of the right idea for them to kind of play on this one. So, it is it's going to be difficult no matter what way we spin it, and especially looking at Anubis for the second map, I don't think it gets easier for that as well. I think Anubis, when you look at it for Northwood, the capabilities of the T side on that map, it's just going to continue to play into their favor.
And I like you using RIT as a bit of a measuring stick. It's actually really an effective way to maybe try and get a real idea of where Oklahoma Christian stands, because just comparing both Oklahoma Christian and RIT, it's pretty effective, right? They have individuals that are of similar caliber for the most part, and so that definitely leads me to believe that if RIT on a better day could have taken something to Northwood, then Oklahoma Christian could do that here and now. To jump in, it's the A-slide hit for OC.
Here we go. Out to the Pistols. Game 1 of our second match of the night. Wheaties already punching in the digits in a 5-on-5 post plan. No damage done onto Oklahoma Christian, but escape. 1 of 14 HP. Ticks hunting for something through the vent, but again, Oklahoma Christian doing a very good job at boxing out this team, but they need to go soon without a kit. Escape. And be the first one to take that contact. Finds the better of Hunter. There is going to be a kit onto Ellis, so there is a chance to jump onto this one. Twigs going to get one before dropping out and about. Shrani struggling to find those shots. The fuse is on too as well. They just stick it out, Ellis, with the kit. Right out from under their noses. We end our first series with a clutch defuse. We start our next with one.
And it's sort of fitting, right? Just hanging out inside that smoke. You never are for certain, especially a late smoke like that in a pistol round. It's always so much more powerful than in another one. But I like how swift Northwood gets back into this, just forcing some fights. And yeah, Shroni does a good job of actually getting a couple of kills towards the end, but ultimately not theirs. But it's another force buy. So a bit more of this in Anubis. And with the bomb plant, it's expected.
Like they want to try their hands out from mid. Shots out from the below from ... And Hunter's going to be the one to actually track down Soul Goat for an opening. Shots through the smoke from Connector, and that's going to soften them up for Ticks now. Dancing around on B. Only good for the one, though. Shrani removes nice from Market, and a real chance here for OKC. Gotta get this bomb down. Escape's going to make that a little bit hard. Bomb down in the open. Escape still keeping his eyes peeled for this one. 3v2. Molotov's going to block off Market. Bomb recovered now for Twigs. He's going to look to put it in.
A bunch of the numbers, sure, but oh, what a shot from Shada. Swung into that, and Escape just gets executed. And same angle. He's gone back for another try. It's Northwood finding themselves a pistol, but instantly Oklahoma Christian answers back. And you know what? Just a pretty standard type of round from OCU. All they do is just take the mid control. They only have enough utility to really get a handle on that. And that's why this was so scary once the bomb goes down out in the open. It's because they don't have the utility to contend with just one smoke and sort of missed the mark.
That's
so
a big force buy from Oklahoma Christian to bring things back in round 2 after losing the pistol. Good calls coming out for that mid control, and I'm looking to see if they can make this a little bit better for themselves. Escape's going to make himself known. Aggressive angle here on the ramp, and shots with the 5-7. Oh my lord, he gets 2! Incredible accuracy out from Escape. Now you look to see if Oklahoma Christian can silence the rest of them who are here lurking and waiting for a chance. Shots through the smoke again. Going to break down a member so very low as Hunter to drop. And Nice on the flank now.
Nice is on the flank.
Everybody's just surrounded. Shada's got to bail them out with Twigs watching over. Can they get it done? Wheaties actually going to... A little bit of team damage there, but it's Twigs in a 1v1. Low HP on Soul Goat. Soul Goat is going to go all the way up and over. Taking the kill. No kit, but no problem.
None required. Another fantastic round. We swing it back and forth. from the force buy for OC to the force buy for Northwood, and it was pistols alone, 5.7s for most. I'm loving it. Northwood are putting themselves back into position. It all starts with escape. Him getting a second kill out of this is critical. Luke did everything he could in this last round as well. FAMAS, not strong enough. Another plant, but not another force buy.
They put something together.
I think that realistically, I like the decision not to overinvest. We saw how easy it can be to just get caught in that force buy circle, yeah. I guess.
It's just kind of a losing battle if you just keep on buying and buying and buying. And look, take a look at this. I mean, back when you and I commentated over Northwood up against Drexel.
Holy!
For a second. Shada's making a run for it. It's a 2v2. Twigs is going to make himself known, holding on to this defuse as Solko, but Nice is watching over. And Nice is going to put it away, but as I was saying, things got really close there from Shada. Back versus Drexel. Soulgoat playing through mid with ticks, and Ellis holding onto ramp control constantly was an issue for Drexel. And if Ellis can continue to play like this all game long, you might count A as a non-factor.
I mean, that's maybe a little bit overselling it, but yeah, fair enough. Soulgoat was on the run, just got a little bit. He heard the molly get extinguished, and he's like, "Uh-oh, this might be a rush." It's all just to bait out the utility though, and it's been pretty effective. Look, Soulgoat's fresh out. And the other player who's over here, it's Nice, who's just got a smoke left.
Let's see, still have 6 flashes. 4 set execute.
Plenty.
Only 1 smoke, though. 2 Molotovs. Smoke is gone, so... For the post plant, they're just looking at the Molotov on Hunter. And Shada.
He made a brilliant call, though.
Ellis
is alone. I mean, he kind of has to. Look at how far any support was for Northwood.
But Escape is going to soften things up a little bit. 2 kills over towards jungle. Ellis up and over onto Firebox. And again, you're looking at Twigs and Shada to hopefully clutch up for the team. Ellis, though, looking to lock things down with the help of Soulgoat. They will. 1v2 for Shada. It's going to be there for Soulgoat, but it has to get through Escape. And Soulgoat's going to jump off the defuse, help out his comrade, and secure a 4th round.
That was a crazy round of good decision-making from both sides. OC going back towards the A site after they pulled out so much utility from B. They knew with only 1 smoke, they could just isolate 1 player potentially towards the site. That 1 player was Ellis, who didn't even actually play the site. Just played passively. Dropped the smoke for a bit of a position to lurk from, ensuring that there's not too much space. All of that culminating in taking position.
Picks.
Over at,
HE, Kobe.
We got away. Shout out Escape, by the way. I didn't mention him, but doubling down, just inside of window.
And Hunter didn't even see it coming. But you're right. I mean, Escape to make a play like that is something that we didn't see too much from Escape in their past series, but to see him step up already is going to give a little bit more room for players like Nice or Tix to kind of work their magic where needed.
It's a bit of an op shuffle for Northwood, it's been. Yet another man on it.
A little bit of an off angle, has Escape watching over. This op from Ticket. 50 seconds left. It's either now or never. Ellis is going to be found out. Twigs, actually the one to get this one, but you lose out on Shada. You may as well just lose this round. Tix is going to find another one with the MP9. Even more cash in the pocket. And holds on to it. AK picked up.
Such a terrifying man to contend with, just continuing to push time after time. You could see Hunter had no idea, no inkling that he'd be pushing back up after getting forced back. It's another round for Northwood, and they're putting it together pretty quickly.
So was a little bit afraid of OC letting Mirage slip through. Northwood just in such a commanding position now, and seems like OC, rightfully so, pretty scared to just run at things just yet. Slowly walking up is Shrani. Only for an angle onto the player through Cat. Oh, jumps up. The up misses. Shrani maybe gets the better of Escape, but no. Jumps up into mid-window, and Escape is running away.
Could say he's made a quick escape.
Shorter, though, and Hunter. Both just the timing not going their way.
How is Jody alive? He's finally gone down.
He's barely alive, trapped between everybody. Like a prisoner of war.
There was so many bullets flying by his head for the last 10, 15 seconds. A bit of a who could whiff more situation there between Wheaties and Solgoat, who will go down, but Wheaties traded pretty quickly out there. 6-1. And Oklahoma Christian, this is a time, I think, for them to start to think about what is going wrong. And I think the adjustment that they need is to be a bit more consistent in their mid presence. And it looks like they're going to put a little bit of that early.
Yeah. Not looking to fight all the way through apps, actually. Hunter looking to spearhead this execute, and it's not going to be the case. Twigs still looking to keep some attention on him through mid, and he has two members going to be watching this.
They have the utility to hold this back for the moment, but if Oklahoma Christian just go for the exec on the B, Solgoat's in trouble. He's going to need to provide the support.
With an odd, drops the smoke at the feet, and Hunter is actually going to land a shot there onto nice. Ticks quickly for the refrag there, watching over his comrade, giving him some space to work with, and Escape locates Twigs through mid. He's going to bring this into a 3 versus 3. Hunter again spearheading with the op, just looking to run it right down him. The most aggressive player. Where's the rest of the team? Everybody leaving Hunter all alone. Shada finally going to make some presence here, back over towards bench, but Shrani is AFK.
This is a little bit of a problem, I'd say.
Not for Shada. Now it's a problem.
Maybe it is.
What is happening?
That's so tough. He DC'd. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, he's gone. That's so unfortunate. And he was the one with the bomb as well. You hate to see it. I think that it's pretty clear OC probably have a good chance of winning that round because they would be in a post plant with the pretty good man advantage. I think it would have been a 3-on-2. So
that is
tough. But Northwood would take advantage.
Unfortunate. Hunter, I mean, you can see just how frantic he was to try to make something out of that, and typical out of Shada to at least bring it down to a 1 versus 1. But I mean, that was the difference between 7-1 and 6-2. A lot. That is a major difference in terms of the whole half.
Could be even more than that. It's one round right now for OC. If they can't continue to put together some more opportunities like that, then, well, that number's only going to go higher for Northwood. At the moment, not a forced buy, but just a investment of what they can afford.
Be quite the nuisance here in apartments, and evict Wheaties will. Raising the rent a little bit. Now looking to do a little bit more as they all just rush out on the site. Shrani finally going to remove Nice after this is going to equalize this one. Up from Escape, not going to land. And Hunter lives to tell the tale. Bomb down, 3v3 for the retake, and an auto recovered on the Shrani. M4 for Shada, and enough maybe to keep them back. The Tech-9 through the smoke. Hunter lands it. And things have fallen to the wayside here a little bit. Ellis now 1v3. They know exactly where to look. And look at the reaction coming out from Oklahoma Christian. Everybody running away. They know time is in their favor. And Shrani has Ellis dead to rights.
It's just a couple of unfortunate timings and mistakes, a little bit of an error. You know, it all starts with Soulgoat taking the first contact. Doesn't realize how close they are up on him. Didn't see Twigs get by. And so Twigs can take the fight easily. Nice does a great job of recovering, but it's just too little too late, especially once the smokes go down. And Escape misses the first shot, which he's only given one opportunity. And look at how quickly Northwood back on to pistols. Oh, I guess they have 2 MP9s too, but...
Yeah, and I guess if you want to see more Tech-9 plays like that, you can go to twitch.tv/YNGHunter. Hunter with 2 R's. Of course.
Well, Twigs was the one to pick up the frag, to be fair.
But the Tech-9 through the smoke.
Oh, that's true.
Twigs is going to have to clear his corners, and yes, he will at his CS 101. Check your corners and make sure no stones go unturned. However, when Tix is in the mix, everything is still possible. Shrani, shots there through the smoke, some good damage done, but it's still able to be a little bit of an issue. But as the bomb goes down, the opportunities here for Northwood, a lesson.
Yeah, they evaporate as quickly as they were created. A little bit of a break for Oklahoma Christian, considering they were able to take advantage of the little mistakes we saw in that anti-eco, and they've turned it around, turned it into something a lot more substantial.
You think about it, though. This could be 6-4, Vincent.
True.
And if this comes down to maybe even like a 1-round game towards the end, you have to think back on that round. Oklahoma Christian, they just need to make the best out of it at this moment. Forget about what happens and just look forward. And they've done exactly that. Definitely resurfacing within Mirage and making it look a lot better. A little bit of damage there at the end by Tix, but a 3rd round for Oklahoma Christian. They're going to be able to buy up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all good. Hunter back onto the AWP as well. None so much for Northwood. It's been Escape today. It's sort of a who's who.
This in ladder, it's nice. Alice is definitely feeling the weight of this. Nice shots from Shada. Clinical reads onto this. Bomb down, and the post plant going to be favored over towards ramp.
Man, Shada's been spotted like 3 times. Yeah, they still can't clear him out.
Finally going to get it done, but not before Shada finds Tix, and that's going to make things a little bit easier now for Oklahoma Christian on this post plant setup. Nice in a 1v3, slowly working his way into the site and slowly working his way into a grave.
Everybody isolated towards that left-hand side as well. You swing one angle, and both the main player and the Tetris player are just so ready to swing off the back of it. It all started right for Northwood. They got the trades effective, but 7-4, it is final round of the half, and it's so quick. You know, from such an early lead, feels like an instant that Northwood's lead has fallen significantly, and Oklahoma Christian about to pick up a 5th round.
Sticks has anything to say about it? I'm down for a little bit of MP9 shenanigans. How about you, Vincent?
Always.
Well, here we go. They line up for Tix. No way! And Ellis,
Okay.
too. The MP9s are prevailing, and a wake-up call for OKC. Exactly what they're playing against. It's Tix, and it's always been Tix.
What do you do? That guy's a menace in that position, too. That's like the 7th MP9 kill that he's gotten in that spot in this half. It's like, oh, the majority of what he was doing in that half was just being incredibly hard to find with the MP9. It's great for the first two, but this third one is what really sends it over the edge.
And then the fourth, too. I mean, Hunter has just been ruined by ticks on that angle again. And I just can't stop thinking about that one round, Vincent.
It does start to get into the back of your mind.
OC desperately looking to win out here on the pistol to start off strong for the second half, but here come the Timberwolves, and everybody's already on site. Wheaties down to 17, barely doing any damage back, and the plant coming out. Shrani goes down. Low HP on Wheaties. Not long for this Worlds. Northwood University, and they chose to go to Mirage, and you can see why.
Yeah, delivering big time. And you know what, Northwood, just taking a bit of an aggressive tactic on the pistol round, I think it really shows where their head's at the minute. Speaking of where their head's at, Oklahoma Christian, they are in for this force buy. Rare to see these days a CT side force in the second round.
Kind of need to at this point. Hunter with the scout through mid. Lovely shot coming out from Nice just as the smoke blooms. But the Molotov gonna get extinguished. Start working their way into connector. Wall escape. Clears through ramp. He's gonna make some noise, but does he expect to push through Palace? He does not. Has an idea, but the shot's just not there.
And he was looking for it. Best case scenario, we'll pop that AK over to Shroni and give him a chance. Bring this one back. 4-on-4.
The bomb set it to be.
Force buy, I wouldn't hate if Oklahoma just walked away with this AK and the scout.
Called it a day. Toodaloo.
And it's a little boring, but yeah, I think this is a good decision.
At this point, like, what do? You give up everything else, and it's a snowball once again for Northwood. 10-4. Heading into the second half, you're still dropping like flies as well. Wheaties is gonna make.
I think I would have liked to see him
Wheaties
hang out a little bit further back.
Atlas is gonna clear it. And Shrani, I mean, with this AK that you wanted to see carry over, he's the only thing that's carried over.
I mean, that's great. That is the minimum for what the goal was in the back half of that round. But instead of having maybe a more aggressive buy, especially if they were going to force into this, just don't know why you wouldn't keep a handle on that scout. Okay. Ooh. Decisions made at the last moment for Oklahoma Christian. I'm very surprised to see a force out of this one. It does have some legs. Got a FAMAS on Wheaties alongside that AK-47. So it's not terrible. This is not giving you a lot of rope to handle if you lose this round. But don't lose. I guess that is a strategy.
Why didn't I think of that? Twigs hiding away. No real estate has been gained from Northwood in this round. They're going to be trying their hands over towards A, and you know, this is, I'd say, the better of the two options. Still have Shrani here with an AK.
Still have Shada here. Hanging out.
Not missing with the deal.
Do they clear him? That's the question. I don't know if they will.
Yep. Oh, yeah. They're going to see it. Shrani now swings out. Traded. And this is a winnable round for Northwood all of a sudden. Bomb's going to get planted. Only a scout from Hunter, so nothing that really Northwood have to be afraid of. The bomb's taking his time to get planted because they expect the quick aggression back in.
And there might not be anything really to be afraid of, but they are terrified.
Oh, threw it. Wheaties now looking to run it down, but he's going to give up his life and escape down to 55 HP. Still dancing around triple. 1v2. Twigs out in the open, and Northwood down in a 3v5. They claw their way back.
Here's the biggest problem for that force buy if you're Oklahoma Christian. It looks great if you win it, but now you've lost. And do you just keep force buying? Because then we're talking about not getting a gun round in the second half after an 8-4 half. You have to save, surely. Yeah, that's the answer. So, deagles in hand, at least a couple of them. Never count them out.
Would have loved to at least get that first on the nice, but not expected to do so. Takes call with the molly in hand, and Escape now looking to pick up the pieces from the floor. Shrani looking to spill a little bit more spaghetti, but it's all over the wall. And it's his. Northwood running on in. Looking for 12, and they're going to take it by force.
It's hard. It's a hard path that Oklahoma Christian have committed to, but I think Wheaties with a 5-7 in hand will probably not get too much done.
Not at all.
That was clean.
Yeah.
This is looking very Northwood-esque, though. I'll be honest. I know this is a little bit of a hot take, but this second half, Oklahoma Christian have been maybe their worst enemy. I mean, this buying strategy, it's aggressive, and I love to see it when it works, but man, is it brutal when it doesn't.
In fact, I think that take is so cold. It belongs in the North Pole. You hit the nail.
In the Northwood.
It seems like that is one of the poles of the world right now because they are on top. Escape opens up the round with 3, paving a way for 13-4 victory. Only 2 players to stand in their way. Twigs with an AWP, Wheaties with an M4A1S. And a headshot angle, but lost these in the past. Escape's going to be listening for the rotations. All of the rotations here, and nobody's going to clear it. Escape looking for the ace now. Been in a panic mode, and here comes Solgoat to steal it away. Wheaties in a corner. Feels so bad. Solgoat's coming in for the knife. Some BM at the end, but it doesn't matter. It's a win for Northwood, a 13-4 on Mirage. They take the lead in their semifinal match, and now heading into Anubis with the utmost confidence.
You know what? It's hard to see a world where Northwood go down in that, but I am just thinking back that one round, things could have been a little bit different. I'm not saying that was the entirety of the matchup. Northwood dominated the second half, but even beyond that, had to deal with a bunch of force buys, and they were so close. I just wanted to see more gun rounds from Oklahoma Christian, but Northwood deserve all the plaudits. They walked out, and they showed exactly what they were made of.
You know what? I'm going to get a little bit meta here. It's a butterfly effect. You even look back, and, if they win that round, who knows if they win anything more after that one. Northwood, they looked great.
That's true.
And, it's something that I touched on earlier on. And I know you had your own feeling about this. I don't like the call to take Northwood to Mirage.
Northwood picked them out, to be fair.
I mean, you look at it, and it just seems like an auto veto against this team, something that you need to ban out right away. And at the same time, you can argue and say that, it is not just the comfort pick of Northwood, but it's the comfort pick of other teams. That hasn't been the case. Northwood are a step above everybody so far on this map, and keeping another team down to 4. They haven't given up 5 rounds on Mirage just yet. It's a little bit worrying when you're looking at teams who just continue to bring them to this map.
That's true. I mean, in Northwood leaning into it themselves as well. There's also the difficulty where maybe you have a permaban and it's not Mirage. Do you permaban, or do you ban your perma, or do you try and ban out a very dominant Northwood Mirage? It's all up for debate, but I think you're right. This clearly not the answer that Oklahoma Christian needed, and the consistency with which Northwood have held every team to like sub 6 rounds, sub 5 rounds, something like that on this map. It's terrifying. I think that is the takeaway. Mirage, not a place you want to meet Northwood.
Gotta go.
Not on a good day, not on a bad day, no matter what you're feeling. Mirage ain't it.
And you have to make that argument in saying that, if you're going to bring Northwood to a map where they're maybe uncomfortable on, you might be uncomfortable too, but at least you're both uncomfortable, and you can kind of work off of that basis together. You don't want to play them at their best. You want to play them, when they're a little bit shaken up.
Do Northwood get uncomfortable?
I don't
Have
know
they
if they even
been
do.
uncomfortable?
Well, that's the case. It kind of full circle now across like the whole start of this one. We have yet to see a team really test Northwood. And, maybe
Yeah.
Mirage is a little bit of a bad litmus test to go by. This Anubis better be damn good by Oklahoma Christian, or else, Northwood just might look like the undisputed at this point.
Yeah, they're putting together all the pieces to potentially do that. I've been really impressed with what they're doing. And, this is another point we talked about, right? This time, Tix had some big moments, but he was by no means like the only guy stepping up. He was part of the strategy. We saw the replay, that MP9 round in particular, actually both of them down at A ramp, both in the same spot. Those were great, but those were 2 out of 13 rounds won.
And even looking back at the stats here, it paints quite the picture. Shrani and Shada having some incredible moments early on, by the way, for Mirage. It did trail off towards the end. Some individual moments from everybody on Oklahoma Christian, but again, it reflects in the scoreline that it just wasn't enough. You need to see a little bit team cohesion on some of these site takes, some of the post plants. You look back to the 1 round 2 when Shrani was AFK, and you definitely have to feel bad for Oklahoma Christian, but in the grand scheme of things, that 1 round doesn't seem to change what the scoreline looks like. You look at Escape, who starts off 19-8 for this series, having himself a game on Mirage, and really something we haven't been used to when looking at Escape as a player so far. I mean, he had a great week last week versus RIT, but back versus Drexel, very much a backseat was taken by Escape. Not the most flashy player, but here on Mirage, really showing what he's made of.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to look at it, and I actually think that's another little bit of a win in the column for Northwood. With everybody stepping up, we say they can, and then they show us that they do. Even tossing around that AWP as well. With Escape taking the front seat on that one. It is Anubis coming up next, though, and Seymour, got to see something better from this Oklahoma Christian squad. We could be saying goodbye a little bit early to them down to the lower bracket if they cannot pull that off. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Anubis will be underway.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's gonna happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. The life we have chosen has prepared us for this. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're gonna save families from disasters and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now. We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face with problems we didn't create. So what's gonna happen next? We are. Because our future is the future. The life we have chosen has prepared us for this. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disasters and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this and more because we have an appointment with destiny. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Rally Cry Collegiate Series presented by the Army National Guard. My name is Seymour. With me is Vincent. We just got done with map 1 between Northwood and Oklahoma Christian, and oh boy, it was a one-sided affair that I don't think I was really ready to see. But, you know, I say that every single time I see Northwood take the stage in this tournament. You know, I always doubt them, but they always come up and they show out, especially on Mirage. But heading into our second map pick of Oklahoma Christian, Vincent, we're heading towards Anubis, and I need to hear it from you. Where does Oklahoma Christian start to come back against this team when looking at Anubis?
Well, I mean, listen, they actually start on the T side, so there's that at the very least. They
jokes.
Hey, listen. I have somewhere that I've headed with this. OC elected to start on the T side of Mirage, and actually, I've read it wrong. They don't even start on the T side. It was just a joke. It was a joke, Seymour. Just let me be. I get a mistake once or twice.
Well, anyway, we can't have nice things.
It's so true. Anyway, Anubis coming in. I do think that OC didn't put their best foot forward. I mean, you and I talked during the break in the green room about how their T-side strategy was a little wild. You know, they kept going for those aggressive force buys. And listen, that can work, but in this case it didn't. And it didn't give them a chance to actually build into anything for the second half. Now they get to reset and go into a map that they've prepared for.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at the performance from some of these players, maybe something's not going your way. If you're Oklahoma Christian back in map number 1, you had the disconnect from Shrani. I'm sure that's a little bit frustrating, especially in a round that was very winnable. You definitely could have been looking at a 7-5 half at the end of the first half of Mirage, but it doesn't go your way. I definitely think that, you know, kind of puts you on edge, and as things in the second half start snowballing out of, you know, your side of I guess, your side of the playing field, it gets harder and harder to play at your best. And, as Northwood just continues to beat you down, you saw that Mirage it didn't seem like it was on the table for the side of Oklahoma Christian. And Anubis is a very, very different map, especially when you're looking at, Oklahoma Christian obviously coming into it with a plan, starting off on the CT side, looking to end strong on the T side. They're hoping to at least put on a show here and shut down Northwood's T-sided Anubis beginning.
It all starts with the pistol round, and Northwood, hey, they've been pretty good at these, I believe. They're going to send it straight over to the A site, and there's Flash ready to go.
Shada's going to actually capitalize off of this one, and right out into the open. Tix is the first to fall. Hunter with a little bit of Overwatch, and 2 go down for Northwood. Unfortunately for the side of Oklahoma Christian, Soulcoat is still collecting skulls, and for a moment there, had a chance versus Wheaties. Wheaties gonna step up big time here, but escape to a 1v3. Now 1v2 with 2 HP and a dream. Shrani's gonna put that dream to rest. Okay, Oklahoma Christian, a fantastic round 1.
Yeah, okay. We're already on a way better footing than we were seeing before. And the way that Oklahoma Christian were able to just kind of group back up and play together there, it suggests that they haven't had a plan initially. The flashbang comes in, and they were able to execute very well. Getting off on the right foot this time around.
I can't believe Shada got out of that, too.
Yeah. I mean, he had so much support. I think there was a second and third player on the site.
Unlike back on Mirage, not going to be seeing any T-side forces. That's because the bomb didn't get planted, and Northwood, they're smarter than that. So
keep it simple. And listen, on a round like this, I think it's important to come back and reiterate how good the individuals for Oklahoma Christian are, right? We didn't quite see the strength of them, but like Hunter, Twigs, and Shada, they're all playing on the same advanced team at the moment. And that's essentially the same level that most of these Northwood players are at. Now, granted, the heights that Northwood have been able to find as individuals a little higher, but on paper, this is still a very competitive series, just not a first map that was seeing too much of that competitiveness that we were hoping to find.
When you take a look at esports in general, and I love that you bring that up, it's just you can put 5 of the best players in the world on a team, but if they've never played against each other, it sometimes just doesn't work, and they're going to lose to some teams that you might not expect. So we might be.
You're saying I can beat simple?
That you can do whatever your heart desires if you put in the work.
That's very true, but not the committed answer I was looking for.
Of course you can beat simple. What am I talking about?
Thank you.
Well, Shrani's going to have to go big, and he does! Shrani lines all 3 of them up with a little bit of help from Wheaties. He's going to bring this into a winnable scenario for the rest of them. But Nice snatches it out from under them. And a 1v1. Nice.
Oh, fake?
The idea, fake plant, but he's going to go in for it, and Shada has closed this gap, expecting him to be hidden in the smoke, but Nice has no idea where he is, and vice versa, both playing off of this blocked utility.
This is wild timing.
Nice has moved all the way in to Temple. He's just going to wait this out, wait for...
He's going to know he's longer Temple now.
And everything to come out of here. He has the kit. Nice has to go. Does he know this one? He's going to tap it out. Spraying on through. Shada just doesn't stick it. And Nice goes for the knife. No time for the defuse. And the knife.
He gets it. A 1v3 from
Most
Nice.
awkward gunfight I have seen in a very long time.
Yeah, that was a nice knife.
A knife kill.
Man, you thought Shroni did enough. I thought so too. Such a great position there, backside and connected ×2 towards the beginning of that round.
As a player, I mean, you never expect for just a one-tap to come flying your way when you're sitting in the CT spot.
I will say it's a questionable decision to be in that spot with an MP9, though. knowing you're up against AKs, I think was the mistake, not getting one tapped.
You don't want to give Northwood the time of day. They'll make plays like that. As we said at the start, each and every single member on this team can have clutch moments.
As we saw right there. A little bit of a slower round for Northwood this time out, though. They're going to take mid control, and we've got a couple of players there. Meantime, they've also creeped up into Canal and through into E-Box. All of that control going to culminate, though, in a hit.
Hunter's going to walk through the smoke. It's up to Twigs to really shut down the rest, but Shada there for the refrag. And now stuck on the side, flash out. Nice going to be able to collect this one. Nice actually gets another nice stepping up for the team. Once again, 5-2. Already through with these 4 rounds that we've seen, but that's where this round is going to end for Nice, and it brings us into a 2v2. The post plant, Escape. We're going to play aggressive together with Soulcoat. I don't know if Weedy's going to be ready for this at all. It doesn't matter. Shrani gets Soulcoat, but Escape tucked away. There to find the rest. Down to a 1v2. Escape says no problem.
It's important to stick together, and that's what North would do in the 2-on-2. Making sure that whenever you're swinging one, you're swinging them both, or at least close behind. It did get a little bit dicey there, but Nice has done it again. Yeah, low HP on both of those players, but he gets them one by one. They drop as we even the score out 2-2. This is a full eco for the most part. There's a flashbang, and well, that's about to be utilized to take space over at B.
Shada's the first to go down. Looking to make a play, some heroics. That never come. Hunter's the next up, seems.
You know, that's a guy that I think we need to see a little bit more from. Wasn't bad on Mirage, was pretty much in line with everybody else. In a 13-4, you can't expect too much, but I think Hunter's a guy that needs to step up against this Northwood team. For them to find success, that could be the case.
To come out of it, those shots there, and I totally agree. That and Twigs too. Unfortunate start to this game. 0-4 does have the 4 assists, so it's not like Twigs is doing nothing very supportive so far on Anubis. But when it comes down to, you know, putting yourself in situations as we saw in this round in particular, you're just kind of caught in the open, flashed out by Northwood, and giving up a little bit too much to your enemy team. So the first time here on Anubis, Northwood going to take their lead. A little bit of a see you later there from Shrani. Goodbye gift. Wants to collect this gun, and he actually might be able to. Yeah, Shrani goes back in for the AK.
Dude's got some long arms. And he reached down so far. The lead is Northwood's.
Call those garbage scooper arms.
Okay, that's a first for me. I call those like monkey arms, maybe. Garbage scooper arms. I'm so thrown off.
Hey, I don't make the rules. I just tell the story.
Gotta have. Oh, how is he? So just W King.
And Wheaties is not ready for it at all. Nothing to give it away. Just listening for the footsteps. A little bit of damage, but Solko's going to take that, and working off of 10 HP, you can look to the rest to fall in line.
And look at how Northwood have just slowed things down once again. They've got this control. There's no need to overextend, no need to be overzealous. Sure, they were ready to potentially go for a quick B split, but no need. 5-on-4, and this is the most space you're ever going to get with that 5-on-4 so early.
Yeah, and I think Oklahoma Christian, they're really feeling the wrath of that play. They can't regress and re-clear. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the utility really to drain away at making these hero plays. The flash is going to come through. Shrani, once again, looking to step up big time, and he might have just done it. A kill onto Escape, and Soulcoat keeps us in a winnable scenario, but Nice lurking through mid is going to split the difference.
A little bit of a mistake. Double smoke towards Palace, but
they're going back in. Hunter looking to do it all himself. Ellis in a 1v1. Twigs, when you need him the most. The 1v1 finally goes his way. There's so much time to hit this defuse. First kill of the map, and it's a win under your belt.
Man, Shrony, what a delivery. Little double spray down. He's at 10 and 3 at the moment. Is Shrony, but yeah, Twigs, big delivery. This was the beginning of the round, though. How this goes by the wayside is insane, especially with the cutoff from nice and mid. That should never have been a loss for Northwood, and Oklahoma Christian take it by storm. One more round before Northwood are broke. And they'll have an AWP for the first time on Anubis.
Maybe there's a chance for Hunter to step up where you've been searching for. The presence being shown, just missing the mark, and it's not a dink, but there's a tag onto Hunter. Wheaties now looking to clear that again, see if he can give Hunter back his angle. Smoke is going to make it a little bit troublesome to breathe here. Shada with an MP9 just on the verge of taking a battle versus Soulgoat. They're taking their sights in the middle of the map. Twigs wants to actually give him the time of day here. He's going to spot the shadow, and that's an easy one for Twigs. Off of a clutch round. Looking to pick up Tix as well, but Tix instead turns things around with a double kill, and Soulgoat opens the gates of A.
That's a classic Tix moment right there. Walks in, has the support of the flashbang, and he gets away with a double. Shrony's going to cut it back to maybe a 2-on-3, but he's tagged down heavily in the process.
He only has a FAMAS. Did the AWP go for Hunter? You need to go find it.
Yeah, they're trying to collect. They will be successful in doing so. In fact, Soulgoat's looking to hunt him down. Some big impact moments from Soulgoat. You know, I mentioned not always the guy you look to for the individual fragging, right? Like I said, you know, typically the in-game leader, but
Run.
He's had some big impact already.
He's got to go. Stuck in a corner. Hold on to your life. Hold on to your hats, and hold on to the sniper as best as you can. But no, you're totally right. I mean, Soulgoat is a player we mentioned too last week. 9-7 on the Mirage versus RXE. 11-10 on the Overpass. This is not a player you turn to make the moments for Northwood. You're the one you turn to command this team of superstars. And when Soulgoat can make plays like that, it's just going to bring the confidence up for the rest of the team to follow him to the edge of the earth.
He's been setting the pace. Setting the tone with that aggressive play up at E-Box. I think that in particular just really goes to show the confidence that Northwood are feeling in Soulgoat in particular. But it's been a team effort at the moment. And Oklahoma Christian getting away with that massive 1v1 with Twigs. Otherwise, this is a lot less of an impressive showing from them. Granted, they are on the CT side, and they come in with a force buy this round. Understandably so. They have a couple of weapons that they saved over. The op in particular.
It's gonna bloom. They're under a little bit of stress, but Shrony was the one who usually makes the plays, and this time Ellis is gonna clip him, remove the head, and open up this site. Wheaties thought for a chance maybe somebody was gonna walk open into the smoke, but instead, I was gonna go down into a 4v3.
Wheaties had a flashbang coming up over the top, and it just was dodged out expertly by Northwood. And so he just walks into an AK-47 to the head.
Definitely not what the doctors recommend.
Soulgoat getting with some of the same treatment from his teammate.
And with head armor, so, you know, it's a little bit...
Does that make it better?
You know, 2 out of 10 doctors recommend.
Okay.
5-7 there from Twigs, wow.
I'll give him some. Hunter's gonna walk away. Well, should walk away with his op. So I mean, there is some small victories to come away from this round. You've limited Northwood to a certain extent. You're gonna get an extra kill and the AWP. All of those are positives. And check out the Northwood economy. It's not like it's doing really good, but they're not flowing yet.
No, there's still a chance to turn it around for this half. And all things considered, you walk away 9-3 into the T side of Anubis. It's still a very winnable game.
Oh, for sure. I mean, T-side still the preferable one.
Like
Northwood showing what?
Oh, he falls off of it. But Shada with a deagle! All three line up! Crosshair placement to the moon. And Shada's looking for more, going for the ace possibly, but through the smoke escape, finally gonna get that trade. And Hunter not needed. It's the mini-op. Makes the play back in. Flash. Hunter finally gonna let it rip with the AWP. I think that's the first shot he's hit with it so far on this map, but better late than never to the party.
I just don't understand why nobody from Northwood had their guns out. 3 players running around the corner into position that could have enemies, and all 3 with knives out.
Very shot of play. I mean, we've seen him hit those shots back on Mirage. This time, it's a little bit easier when they're walking around with just a knife.
Yeah, massive mistake from Northwood. We haven't seen very many of those. Those have been few and far between. And, oh, this is a bad position for Northwood to be. I mentioned that their money was a little weird. Well, now it's really weird.
They're going to force buy.
And, I mean, this is into round 10, so, you know, if you lose this one, there's really not time to go for an eco or anything.
Hunter's going to wait on the shot. Mid, slowly the approach seems to be... Who's here?
This might end up being just to be explode up through E-box. Yeah, all 3 players are 3 of the biggest players for Northwood in that position.
Hunter finally gets the better of Tix. So that's going to be a little bit of pressure off the shoulders of these members. And Shrani's been in an angle where, well, he's been good for 1, sometimes even 2. They look to Weedy to put this one away with his help. So here comes the utility. Out they go. Molotov at the feet. Soulgoat leading the charge, and it's down to Shrani again. Good for the 2, but Soulgoat has got through.
He's done it again, and he's got a smoke to start cutting off this rotation back in. All 3 remaining Oklahoma Christian members are in position, and an AK recovered for Ellis.
Through the smoke, Soulgoat spammed down. Shada, some incredible knowledge on where to look, where to shoot, and Ellis now trying to dance around this pillar. Twigs is going to get the better of him. Nice timing to push it all at the same time. Oklahoma Christian, they give up the plant in the round, but it's exactly what Northwood were playing for. At least, if not the round win, get some extra cash here for their economy, because now you're looking into the back half of this first half of Anubis. And you made that great point. So you can't really save. You need to get as much cash as possible in these rounds so you can keep it flowing.
Drone is a guy that we haven't talked too much about, but man, is he really stepping up to the plate. And that kind of goes to show you, right? You know, your focus onto some of the CS guys that Oklahoma Christian have just picked up, but there's some very strong individual presence there.
And Twigs' arrival has been a big help as well from 0-4 at the start. 6 now. Find more. The spray. Good for both Soulgoat and Tix. Those kills are going to make it a lot easier for Hunter to live on side. Shrani sidelines escape from Temple. For the first time since the pistol rounds, Oklahoma Christian take their lead back on Anubis, and now looking to end their half at an advantage of 2. Heading to the T side as well. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they picked the map. I think that we should be expecting them to find some space to work with, but the margins for error can be so small. Northwood, just one mistake, and they go from a pretty solid hold of this whole game to it falling away from them, slipping through their fingers and away from their grasp.
A little scary at first, but welcome to the semifinals. Oklahoma Christian looking to go the extra mile here. Weedy's flashed out, but spots nothing. Escapes back in. And speaking of escape, Shada takes him out of the round.
Smidler.
E-Box actually. Solgo's just looking to collapse on this one. Shrani burning to a crisp. Plays like that is what I was hoping to see a lot earlier from Northwood.
Well, they're still not out of this one yet. The bomb's going to go down. Single flashbang, and that's just been invested. Ellis all the way back in main. And about to get flanked. But he's watching, he's waiting.
It's a big win from Shada. 2v2. Flank is going to be known, and Hunter has gone down. Solgoat leading this team to salvation. The last round of the half going to manage to bring things to a 6-6 tie. Denies the advantage to Oklahoma Christian. And does so 13-9 out of Solgoat.
I've been saying it all game long that Solgoats look crispy. He's been having some massive moments, but he does it again. There are 4 frags in the final round of the half. Shut him down. And into 3-on-3. Oklahoma Christian fall 1 by 1. We're heading into the second half. Northwood bleeding for the moment. Haven't seen a lot of that, but Oklahoma Christian the ones to draw first.
Oklahoma Christian definitely not deep water just yet. This pistol round is going to be so big to take away. Nice, and Ellis all chime in for 3 together. Nice, going to go back in. Instead, Oklahoma Christian just looking to jump on down and see if they can take their fight somewhere else. Shada on 3 health.
No, look at how fast Northwood took position off of those confirmations out mid. Solgoats all the way through B. This is incredible. He's on low HP, but there's no way they expect him this far forward.
Shot would be impeccable.
What? He was jumping.
Able to get one back. I mean, things like that just tend to happen in a game that is so neck and neck. Flashback over. Twigs racing back to B. Or sorry, racing back to A now.
Once again, Northwood playing the numbers game, and when you see so many players elsewhere, they were taking space immediately. As soon as they know that they have the man advantage, though, grouping back up. Twigs, he's so terrified. This is what Northwood do to Oklahoma Christian when they've made so much map control and awareness known to Oklahoma Christian. Twigs has to clear everything.
Just got to take a gamble, and yes, he will. And I was a little bit afraid of picking up the dualies for a site like A, but it's for this moment here to get aggressive and look to put them to work. No utilities, so they're just going to go in together, and so he will. Nice! A drive-by. Incredible shot there. Nice again, stepping up big time for Northwood.
Well, there it is. 3 kills as well for him in the pistol. You had a 1v3, and this time it's a 3K. He had the teammates to save the day. Solgoat, another big moment from him. I go back to it one more time. You see 4 players there up mid, and that's what allows for Northwood to simultaneously push B, push A, and take all of the space. The whole map was theirs. And that's why Oklahoma Christian, they rotated all the way through spawn. They didn't have anything to work from. They knew they had to clear it out, but they're not done yet.
Forest buy.
Here's the forest buy.
The round 2, and this was able to garner them a round win back on Mirage. Second round, way back when.
What?
Shots like that are gonna maybe give you a chance. Doing it again, though. The refrag from Tix is going to slow things down a considerable amount. Ellis pops an 8 over. Doesn't hit its mark quite on the noggin, but I think Oklahoma Christian have made some real good progress into this round, actually. They've drawn them right off of B.
Certainly some inroads, but on the other hand, Northwood just trying to play a bit of a numbers game themselves. Instead of playing committed towards the B site, just going to play a bit more passive.
Anybody you're
hoping that either they don't come or you can play retake.
Going to leave here, it's going to be Tix. Magic Man. I say that, oh my goodness, Shada. Quite the same, the other way around. Shawnee now looking for some real estate back into the spot of Northwood. He's going to find it. Nice. Removed from the position. Round almost set in stone here. Escape's going to swing out. It's down to a 2 versus 3. Grab this Galil and run for the hills, but I think OKC or Oklahoma Christian have got exactly what they've been looking for in this round win.
That they have. And it was a patience game for them. They get started with the first engagement, finding some success. There'll be an exit or two for Ellis. In fact, he's cut them both down. That's $1,200 extra in his back pocket, and a gun to be recovered as well. Should get an AK out of this, or well, an M4 will do. The massive win, force buying, and finding the success.
Oh, Shrani making some pretty heads-up plays, too, to not allow the retake to come to fruition, taking matters into his own hands, quite like we've seen back on so many plays in the first half out of Shrani being that difference maker, and consistently doing it off of some moderate success on Mirage. SoulGoat now looking to take some action of his own. Weird angle to take, but SoulGoat still manages to get 3.
I don't know how he's done it. He's done some Neo from the Matrix moves right there.
He's getting more. Down to a 1v1, and Hunter is already down to 31 HP. I mean, Escape has recovered an M4. Or he's brought an M4 to this.
Oh, but he's looking for it.
He spots him just over the smoke. Twigs, another chance for a clutch victory, but swept under the rug by Northwood, and a very Northwood-esque round.
I mean, I don't know how SoulGoat stays alive. He had like 13 health for 3 of those kills. Just kept moving in the 5-7. It's a really deadly weapon up close, but you never expect it to get 4 in a row there. Northwood are answering back.
Yes, they are.
They've got a little bit of extra wiggle room with the weaponry in this round.
Only takes one stray shot from a scout in Hunter's hand to really open things up, though.
Already one of those stray shots into Tix, who's now at 30 HP.
I think they just want to explode onto A. Twigs.
I mean, fair enough. You want to try and close the distance a little bit?
Through E-box, and Tix is actually going to get found out. Nice. The next one up to the chopping block, and incredibly low in HP. Twigs is looking to come alive here on Anubis. Finally doused is the flame. Over towards A we go. Shrani with the Tech 9 through the smoke. Finds and actually shuts down Escape. 2v3. A little bit of a turnaround. This is a very winnable round now for Oklahoma Christian, and you can see Shrani, he's playing for something cheeky with the Tech 9, just baiting for a kill. The M4 is giving him absolutely nothing. SoulGoat now it's the USP. Matters into his own hands and leaving Hunter with just a scout at this angle, expecting it to be up high, but he's down low. Oklahoma Christian a little bit too slow to the marker. That's going to bring Northwood up by 2.
SoulGoat is dragging him, kicking and screaming over the line right now. This is the most on edge I've seen Northwood the entirety of this tournament. And we're going to see Hunter drop out of the server for a moment. So it'll be a second to try and get him back in here. Man, talk about like important rounds, impact rounds. 4K on the force buy for SoulGoat. Then he brings us back. This kill into Twigs, right? SoulGoat's the one to pick that up, and he comes back in, providing the support to Ellis. And
immediately runs.
Yeah. Just a triple kill from him.
Oh, dude.
Shout out Ellis for staying alive for so long as well.
But again, I mean, such a crucial round for Oklahoma Christian. And it's plagued by an AFK member. I don't know if Hunter was alive, that would change things, but it would give you a fighting chance. With numbers.
Did Hunter DC whilst the round was
He had
live?
to be. He was looking at the roof.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Man, 2 rounds on 2 different maps. I don't know that would have been the difference maker, but on a round where there was very slim margins, it certainly could have been.
And I mean, you look at the numbers of this game. This is definitely in the realm of possibility of an Oklahoma Christian win. Rounds like that, you're broken now, and you're looking to just run it down into B we go. Tix, crossfire with SoulGoat. able to put together 2, but Oklahoma Christian, they do break through the defenses, and now it's Nice's turn. The bomb is actually going to be dropped off from Wheaties. He won't be able to plant it. Twigs with a recovered M4 brings this, continuing to keep it equal, and Hunter now gives the advantage.
Oklahoma Christian on these fast pops for the pistols have been incredible.
1. Escape looking to press the issue. Over the top. Flashes out. Escape swings back out. Not looking at the flash. Hunter played like a fiddle. Escape wins those all day, every day, especially on Anubis. So clutch for Northwood. Escape having himself one hell of a Saturday.
Oklahoma Christian have been so incredible at these types of rounds, though. Like, anytime they have a little bit of utility, can like play for a pop out onto a site, that's a terrifying prospect for Northwood. Oklahoma, that was their eco. This is the full buy, and Northwood, they are far less than perfect. Yes and up. FAMAS and MP9, it's not ideal. See, spread out for the default.
And the lucky stars there. Seemed like he was too ready for somebody to aggress. And we saw back in our last series that, you know, on Anubis, this op can be shut out on the CT side considerably easily. Seems like the T's want to do that yet again. The re-up and smoke over towards E-Box. Twigs is going to walk through, and things you hate to see, but things Twigs just makes work. You know that the op is going to be here, but Escape actually drops. Shrani's waiting, and Wheaties paving the road.
I don't know how he's pulled that off. He was on 4 frags, and he's picked up 2 high-impact ones. The op down, the rifle's pretty much gone. Nice's kit is the only thing that's keeping Northwood even close to in this.
You don't even go for this at this point. You can't. There's no cash on Northwood. This game, I mean, it is so back and forth on Anubis. If you ask me if this is game 1 or game 2, I'd probably say game 1 because I feel like Mirage never even happened.
Yeah, a bit of a wild time, but Northwood, that 1v1 or the round that goes down to the 1v1. Hello?
Ellis? Run, Hunter. Oh no. Ellis just made such an important play.
And it's not going to be recovered either.
There's no need for the MP9, but there is need for the AWP. And oh my word.
This might convince Northwood to force buy, actually.
Maybe not
yeah,
fully.
it will. They're into it. No cash left for the rest of the Northwood players, and I mean they are on, I think, minimum loss bonus, so does make some sense.
Loma Christian now testing them on Anubis. All to the very end. Shrani is going to open up the round with the frag onto Tix. Now looking for a little bit extra real estate. A shot up. Ellis is going to be spotted, but just before the reposition can come through, Ellis snaps one to the forehead.
An even trade. One towards B, another death towards A. On Soul Goat, a little bit overzealous in that moment.
Fishing for a little bit too much. Nice might have a chance for another one. Just tucked away, has made zero noise. You have 46 HP, but still a chance with the FAMAS, and Twigs has no idea. That's an AK picked up. 2 versus 3 for the retake now. If Ellis can find a pick with the Deagle, that might warrant a retake, but if not, might warrant the save. Even though Nice has this kit, I just don't think it's possible.
I mean, Ellis, there's also that kill he found over at A. So there might be an AK over in A main. Oh yeah. He's got something to work with. There it is. Extra flashbang too, just to add to the nice finds. Sharoni, another triple kill though. Just walking his way out. Gets the initial frag on the aggressive Escape, or no, that was Tix who was playing aggressive over at B, but from there, he catches all of them off guard, one by one, out of the B site.
Shrouding has been impeccable in this series. I gotta talk about Twigs a little bit. I mean, started off flat, and ever since Twigs has come alive, it felt like Anubis has been very controlled by Oklahoma Christian. Now 18-14 since starting 0-4.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a rough couple of rounds, shot in the side of the head, but not this time.
Frag there from Shana. Ellis gets overwhelmed, and Escape gonna be playing on an angle with Eagle in hand. Nice long-range battle for Shana. Gets a second. Bomb making its way on the site now. I thought Nice tapped his teammate, but that's the HEs just getting thrown at them. A flurry of explosions, and might be thinking you're watching a Michael Bay film. Soulcoat at least confirms one with the USP, but the bomb is down, and Nice has 13 health. You got to keep this head armor. You got to keep the kit, utility, and the AK.
Yeah, so heckin' God, he's out of there. No need to stick around, not at all. But here it is, Northwood about to be equalized. And it's another round where just keeping it simple is the strategy for Oklahoma Christian. Whenever they've been sticking together, playing for those just standard site execs, this not even an execute, more just trying to make contact, and once they do, they pick up the pace. See a tied game.
Now what comes next for Northwood? Because they have been struggling a little bit here on Anubis, but they're not out. It's 10-10. I mean, they've been on 10 for a couple rounds now. They've been feeling a little bit of pushback. What changes?
Normally, I'd say the standard answer is go double op, but no money for that. So maybe try to get a little bit more far forward over in mid. They've got two players there early.
Hunter's going to locate Six. So Goat's got to be careful not to give things away too early. He's dropping his way back down to E-Box. Escape's actually going to take the place of his teammate there. Hunter knocked down to Peg. 7 HP. Molotovs.
Oh, he's so dead.
Yeah.
Weedy's kind of hoping for Soulgoat to make this swing, and Soulgoat's going to give him the chance.
Escape's the one to die. Unexpected from Wheaties, but a welcome surprise.
Soulgoat sticking around for maybe even too long. It's all up to Ellis now. The 8 hits coming.
34 health. And he's not even looking the right way. Ellis is paying attention towards mid. Smoke's going to be dropped, and maybe a little bit of wiggle room now for this M4 to play with. We're going to keep the bomb on site, but Twigs just above the smoke locks down that player, and it's an easy kill now to put this into an unwinnable scenario.
Another save. This is, I think this is the hardest part of the CT side for this map in particular, is how incredibly often you have to save if you don't get anything. Like, if the site is just insta lost, it is round over.
Yeah. Two sites that are very difficult to retake. Doesn't give you a whole lot of room to work with. Now 11 for Oklahoma Christian, and possibility for Nice to lose his AK, but it will carry over. Northwood, you look at the money. I mean, they're going to be able to put something together here. They drop the AWP over towards Escape. Tix should have enough to buy up, but I mean, this is the last chance they're off for the team. It's a real chance. We're looking at Ancient soon.
Yeah, and it would be Northwood finally knock down at least a peg. Be the first time they are losing a map in this whole engagement. Op is out though. Escape has that ready to go. It's not the best amount of utility, but oh, Ellis, this E-box position has been brutal for Northwood. They haven't won a single engagement there outside of like Twigs walking through the smoke.
Not only that, but Ellis has been struggling this map. 9 and 17. see if Escape can maybe pick something up from this one. The op struggling to find any angles. Whiffs on the fight versus Wheaties. And now the double Molotov to block any reinforcements. Safe
Another
again.
save? Yeah, I mean, Atlas just a little bit overzealous. He didn't even have the support of a teammate there. He just was trying to search and see if anybody was up canal, but at that point, it's just a bit too far forward. Escape. Kind of felt like he was feeling the pressure. Kind of everything on his back there.
Somebody hit the panic button.
Yeah, a bit.
Look how rich Oklahoma Christian are. They can hunt for this all they want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you see Soulgoat even a little bit unsure of this battle. Trying to hold on to his life. The HE in the back. Soulgoat loses the gun, and it's another rifle out of the pocket of Northwood heading into the potential last round of Anubis.
Now, the good news is for Northwood, they only need to pick up 2 rounds for this to be an overtime affair. And they're even with 2 out of the 3 rifles saved, they're also pretty darn strong here. This one thing that's been missing is Northwood have been very passive on their CT side. Like, how many times have they actually like flashed and pushed B? Like, almost never. Here we go. This is a little bit more of what I was hoping to see. Ellis, the one to be all the way forward, has support this time through.
Oh, but Ellis and Nice are going to be clipped. Soulgoat expected. Texas looking to make them plays now, and it's down to a 2 versus 2 immediately. B-site is open. Escape is running to go reinforce it, but they have no idea. They're just walking right through mid. Trony, not sure if he actually saw Tix there.
Doesn't look like it. At least not going to make the moves off the back of it. Has heard the rotation towards B, though, which should give Oklahoma Christian at least an idea, if not the confirmation that the A site is fully cleared out. Northwood are going to be the maximum distance away from this retake, and they don't have a choice but to go for it.
Polar
Good
opposites.
news is they have kits.
You look to Escape and Tix, 2 very clutch players of Northwood, to keep this game going. Weedy is Shrani on the other side. Set up to the CT half of things, just on top of heaven.
So much util.
Flashes out, now they know. Flash back over, Shrani peeks it out, and Escape caught with the Molotov in his hand, but Tix makes this a 1v1. Time ticking away. Wheaties knows it's in his favor. He's just got to swing out, and he delivers. Wheaties shows that even gods bleed here in the Rally Cry Collegiate Series, taking a map off Northwood and sending us to Ancient.
And this is a lot better of a look from this Oklahoma Christian team. Much more what I expected to see, right? And Northwood that we're sort of struggling to find some footing, especially in that second half. I don't know where it all goes wrong, but some moments where individuals weren't actually stepping up. The first time we've seen that from Northwood, where they didn't have just everybody dominating. And a lot of credit due to Shrony in particular, I think. That guy just was so consistent for Oklahoma Christian and had so many moments where I think he was the one to find like the key double kill in order to keep the round alive.
I think it's the first time that we've actually seen Northwood on stream panicking in scenarios. He couldn't get the ball rolling. You saw Ellis had a horrible map on Anubis, just wasn't able to make anything out of it. And the rest of them just put in situations on the CT side that it just didn't look like they were comfortable with. I think Anubis is exactly where Oklahoma Christian wanted to go to, and they made it look fantastic. Like they practiced it 10 times over heading into this scenario. And it started off a little bit shaky. I will say, you know, Northwood came out the gates hot off of their win on Mirage, but you know, that's to be expected. As soon as Oklahoma Christian got level heads, they never looked back. And of course, you know, another AFK round that they're just, I'm glad to see that they're just able to shrug it off.
Yeah, I think that it can be mentally booming for sure, but I do have to ask the question, like, where was Soulgoat's help in this game? He was consistently finding so much value, and we saw very little of that from anyone else. Nice had some incredible moments, and I think that he would be the only other guy that I'd say for Northwood really stepped up, but
I mean, Escape had a couple of moments back in the first half, but in the second half, there was no help. I think even Soulgoat was silenced inside of the second half, just wasn't able to make anything happen. The round was lost very early on, and I think the one important factor that we have yet to talk about is Tix was a non-factor. And if you can actually shut down a player like Tix, seems like that's when Northwood start to fall behind.
Yeah, finally, we've seen someone take it to Northwood, and this is why I think my surprise at Mirage was so significant, because Oklahoma Christian, I know that they are capable of this gameplay. We just didn't see it then. We've seen it now, and man, 24-13 for Shrony. I think it's fitting and honestly impressive to see Soulgoat kind of sitting at the same mark kill wise, but he just didn't have the support.
I think Shrani gave a lot of openings for the rest of Oklahoma Christian, and Twigs really sent it home in some of those rounds. A really big step up from the two of them. Shrani continuing off of some major success back on Mirage, but the job's not done. And you look over towards Northwood's numbers, Soulgoat putting up numbers like that, 24-18. I mean, we talked about it. It's not something we normally see from Soulgoat. It's nice to see, but I think as you headed towards this break, setting up for Ancient in map number 3, you can really harness that. Look towards Soulgoat, look towards your IGL, and band together. Follow him. Listen to Soulgoat, and kind of work off of the success that you had on Mirage. And I think there's no map you'd rather go to right now if you're Northwood than Ancient.
Yeah, I mean, they have a proven track record there. And I think that in particular is, after that showing, you maybe start to ask the questions, okay, are Northwood about to go out of this thing? I don't really think so. I think Northwood, they are the favorites going into Ancient for sure.
Of course, without a doubt. But to get things set up for this map number 3, we got to step away, get these players lobbied up once more. You're watching the Rally Cry Collegiate Series presented by the Army National Guard. We'll see you soon with more Counter-Strike.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Our generation isn't turning away from the world's problems. Watch us fly ahead, rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Rally Cry Collegiate Series presented by the Army National Guard. My name is Seymour. With me is Vincent, and we're going the distance across the whole day. It seems like these teams showed up in the winter semifinals, and they were ready to play against anything. Oklahoma Christian take Northwood to Ancient, map number 3, handing them their first map loss of the tournament. Vincent, give themselves a chance at that grand finals, or that winners finals, quite like GMU earlier on today. Potential for maybe another upset?
I think there is. I was telling you during the break, like, I expected this to be a competitive game, but I still expect Northwood to come out on top. And as we look towards Ancient, it does feel like that is the map sort of built for them. They consistently have looked good on Ancient before, and on top of that, we saw some shakiness out for the Oklahoma Christian side on Ancient as well. I was up against Ohio State.
Yeah, they lost against Ohio State just, earlier this week, 13-11. So heading to this decider, I'm not sure if you're, too confident, but taking down Northwood on Anubis, albeit very close game, that has to feel good, no matter what picture you paint for Oklahoma Christian. The only thing is that is really difficult, and we kind of touched on it towards the end of Anubis, is that Tix was not really in it for that map number 2. Kind of shut down a lot by Oklahoma Christian. If they can get that done here heading into Ancient, that is going to help quite a lot, because when we saw it, Northwood last on this map pick, Tix was the truth.
I mean, he was walking out on the B site on Ancient and just finding not just 1 but 2 kills consistently. That was, it was dominant. That was up against Drexel when we last saw that, and he continued the domination against RIT. Now, when we say missing, I mean, he was there, had some big moments, especially in the first half. And I actually, the more that I think about it, I think Ellis was a bit missing. Everybody else was there or thereabouts, but it was the second half for Northwood that everybody was gone, with the exception of Solgoat. I feel like Solgoat was the only one like dragging them across the line at moments. That's got to change. You got to put together 2 complete halves, and it's the first time we've seen Northwood a little bit, have a little bit of a struggle. That said, it was a well-positioned map from Oklahoma Christian, and they deserve a lot of credit for pulling it over the line.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here. I don't want to say, Tix was missing. I just want to give credit to Oklahoma Christian for shutting him down. And I think they did exactly that, not just to Tix, but to other players as well. The only worry that I have is Solgoat. And, man, Solgoat played incredible on Anubis. 24 kills for the IGL, something we don't really get to see from him too often. If he can harness that power again, bring it into this map number 3, I think Northwood definitely going to be feeling good rallying behind their IGL. But time will tell, Vincent. I mean, what a treat it is that we get to go into 2 series today that, maybe we're looking at Fisher and Northwood lining up this whole story going through this year as they're going to be the grand finals teams. Fisher lost to GMU, and now Northwood has taken the distance versus Oklahoma Christian. Maybe things just aren't what we thought they were.
I mean, yeah, we've had some big moments of questioning what we thought going into it, and I think that OC had me questioning what my expectations of them were after Mirage, but we're already in. We're so deep. We're actually done with the Vista round, and it's OC to pick it up.
Wow, that is that is quite the, I guess, momentum boost after a map win versus this team. Starting off the T side of Ancient with the round win, now looking to kind of push even forward after this one. What even happened there? I don't even get to kind of dissect that. You don't even...
Yeah, we just saw Oklahoma Christian on the A site and pumping lead into the Northwood players. We're into an eco round, and I think, just for the record, Northwood, their CT side on this map, they have a really good understanding from what I saw. And not that I expected anything different, but the way that they took map control against Drexel was fantastic.
And, I think a lot of that was off of Tix and Solgoat commanding this A site. Solgoat being that one to take space when nobody does present themselves. Do it again here, though. Gonna get spotted out by Twigs. No damage done to Twigs, but reeling now. The reinforcements are going to arrive, and Escape is here with Solgoat to put a few together with these pistols.
Hey, that's something. Something pulled out, but I mean, it's USP's left to pick up the pieces.
No.
Okay. That was almost the bomb getting dropped.
Nice, he's going to be able to make a flank now. Shadow has been spotted by Hunter, but now he's low. Shadow's going to be removed. Hunter on 11 HP all the way up top in a 2v1. They just have to bait him out. The switching from Northwood and out from under them, the USPs, they prevail, Vincent. A round 2 eco win.
Huh? I mean, that's just, it's absurd. Whenever you look at the way that round gets started, there was nothing special for Northwood. They were playing essentially a standard setup after their initial presence towards mid. Didn't really do anything. But Solgo and Escape were both on the site alone. Just nice, unchecked from the flank, and the timing on the rest of the team coming back in was brilliant.
I think that's a big wake-up call for
Christian.
Oklahoma Christian. You know, you're not going to get away with every round. As even when you have the distinct advantage in that round, Vincent. You can't walk into this game expecting that, you know, it's going to be, rounds like that are just going to be free.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Normally that is the expectation, but Oklahoma Christian shown the door pretty quickly. Northwood into a timeout right after that victory, which is a little bit of an odd decision. Don't typically see that, but look at this. I mean, they have all the utility, everything they could want, and 5 rifles in round 3.
Get extra time to celebrate off of that. Now they're looking to shut the door on this next round. Ellis has awoken from his slumber back on Anubis and starting off this round with 4. Not going to get the ace. Nice is going to take it away at the end, but things you like to see if you're a fan of Ellis, waiting to see him bring it back now in map 3.
Hey, I like to see that. I'm a fan of Ellis. I think that, I mean, him coming back and getting some of that early, you know, I'm not going to call these easy kills, but, you know, just on target with the headshots, right? Getting that spray transfer, it all adds to building back up a little bit of confidence. He's an experienced player, but it never feels good to go down early, especially not in a map so important as Anubis was. This is the eco for Oklahoma Christian, and I think they need to focus on, in the next gun round, I think they need to focus on stopping Northwood from taking this type of space.
Yeah.
Notice where Northwood are currently. This is the standard, especially if you have the utility early on Ancient. And Oklahoma Christian, the T's have to fight for it. And if they don't, well, they're going to be stuck behind the smoke more often than not.
What do you do? Even if you have rifles in your hands, you might be able to get 1 kill here and there, but that's not enough for winning this map. And questions need to be answered. I think it has been kind of told that, you know, Oklahoma Christian, they have the tools to get it done. It's just now heading into the rifles. I feel like this is going to be very telling in their capabilities for a map like Ancient. Off the draw, you want to see this aggression met with some aggression of its own, but instead, very patient, very passive out of the Eagles.
I mean, to be fair, there's 2 ways of approaching dealing with this CT utility, and, well, this is one of them.
Said Nice just going to cut them down to size. Easy spray down. Only 1 place to look, only 1 place to shoot. That's forward.
That's so unfortunate. Nice is full blind there, and it still just serves him up. And it's Escape to provide the support and ace between the 2 of them. Nice with a triple down mid. But yeah, two ways to approach dealing with that really aggressive CT utility, Seymour. And the first of which is to play aggressive yourself, fight for that control initially. And the other is set up a more nuanced take towards mid or towards B. They decided to go towards mid, and it's really unfortunate that Nice just gets 2 kills through being blind. Nothing wrong with Oklahoma Christian's ideas.
Molotov's going to push them forward. Ellis, chance again to clean up a few, but Shot's going to put him to rest, and a chance for a bomb plant. Molotov blocking off Cave. Nick's now looking to collect some kills AK recovered by Wheaties, but it's going to find the floor once more. That is going to be everybody removed from the round. A bomb plant, a kill onto Ellis, but it's all you're going to take home.
I think this is why I really love Ancient right now, is the way you can feel the momentum in this map is really not like any other. Maybe Mirage is the only other, or yeah, I don't think it's like anything
I
else.
don't even think Mirage is kind of at the same pace or playstyle. It's similar.
I mean, it's only when you get like that really aggressive, everybody throws everything at mid early. That's when you get that. But yeah, part of the reason I love it is this just really fast, really high tempo gameplay.
You do kind of put that into the game. I think Northwood, it's why we favor them in these situations to make these high impact, quick decisions.
We've seen it. You know, we've seen it before from them, and we're seeing it again now for the moment.
Saw something similar like this back in Rock Esports versus NCSU Wolfpack. A 5-1 lead.
Now that's a throwback.
NCSU were able to climb back to a 13-5 victory. Definitely very different when it comes down to these teams. Oklahoma Christian can't take Northwood that lightly and still shut out from the middle of the map. Look how deep these smokes are. They're going to re-up from it. Eventually, Oklahoma Christian, they just need to go. They need to try something.
Oh, patience is a virtue at the moment, though. Remember, Northwood, they only have a certain amount of smokes, and they've just deployed their final one.
Beatties has a gap. Over towards A we go with the Molotov. Still, that's not where everything is decided. The bomb through mid. 2 players tucked away. Escape. That Molotov right on pace, and Escape's gonna burn alive. Now Wheaties just strikes, shoots, ticks in the back, just waiting so long. Patience, quite the virtue here in round number 7. The next up, though, is Nice. We've seen him deliver in the past here with 2, looking for all 3 inside Donut. Nice is gonna get it done. All down to Twigs. And 1v2 with 26 seconds of the bomb. Out in no man's land. Crossfire set in. Ella's first contact. He won't get past that. 6 rounds for Northwood.
Is that 12 frags for Nice? Yeah, he's 12-3, Seymour. 12-3.
Unreal.
I mean, we've seen some insane individual performances on Ancient tonight. That second shot was disgusting. Not a pixel over or under where he needed to be.
Just brought up the AWP. Looking to kind of change something up. Maybe if you can get a free pick. The smoke. I mean, unfortunate for Shada. The boost up. I think Nice just barely saw the head, and
He did. Yeah.
Wheaties going to be dealt with. Cave. AWP has now been spotted, and that is a red alert for Northwood to say, all right, let's take this away.
Yeah. They know now where the final 2 OC members are located as well, and they can just bed in back on the site. They have mid control still. But you can't let Hunter get away with that.
It doesn't seem like they have just yet. Just 1 kill. Flash up. Shrani sent packing on B.
It's a false sense of security. The B site's not going to be where the bomb's headed. Of course, Hunter doesn't know this, but he had a timing that he could have just sprinted over towards A. Unfortunately, doesn't have the walls, can't see through it.
Can't see what we see.
And so,
as much as people in chat might think
understandably, he's true. He's going to have to be careful. It's an understandable position for him to be taking, but the bomb plant might be in the cards.
He loves his Ogs. That's going to be able to finish off the round. 7-1. Northwood go up on Ancient. Their CT side has looked ironclad, unbreakable. And Oklahoma Christian, no matter what they throw at this offense or this defense, nothing nothing to talk about, really.
I have a question. So, we obviously have Soul Goat here. If you were, what kind of goat would you be?
Soul Goat?
You would also be Soul Goat?
No, that was the question that I had to just, like, realize what you were asking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give me a second. I gotta think about this one. I gotta look at what's going on screen. Twigs has got 2. This is a 2v2, and now Twigs is an AWP, and both members working their way through Donut. But the disengage from the side, there's still a minute 16 on the clock.
Yeah, but I actually think that this is bad news for Oklahoma Christian that they're backing away. Not bad decision, but just unfortunate because that allows Northwood to spread back out and clear some positions away. That said, I love this. OC, this is all a bit of a ruse. Just waiting it out, waiting for Northwood to make a different decision, and then they're going to re-hit A in a minute.
I think I'd be the goat from Goat Simulator.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm just in a silly mood.
You are a bit silly. I would agree. It's worked. It has worked.
I can't believe it. I can't believe this has worked. Not only that,
I
they're going to be able to pick up a
This is
gun.
brilliant.
They're going to pick up a gun, too.
I mean, we just got done talking about in round 2, remember, Seymour. Hey, you can't ever take these rounds for granted. Northwood, well, they're going to have to pull this one back.
Hunter's going to be spotted, and the shot's not going to hit. Now Twigs to maybe make a play similar to Nice. All down to Hunter. He's running away, but Ellis on the hunt will not let him pass. The clutch snuffed away by a player who is red hot on Ancient. Ellis has come alive. 9-4. What a dominant comeback here for plays like this for Ellis off of what was a non-factor on Anubis.
Yeah, you know what? You rarely are going to see Ellis take a backseat in 2 maps in a row like that, but he has made that statement. Impact made. Back to business. Northwood, it might have gotten a little bit close, but they've had so many rounds of domination that their money, it's not even been attacked at all. They still have 12K onto Soul Goat. They have 10K onto Tix, and Escape's not far behind.
How many rounds can you lose? How many 1v1s can you lose before you're thinking it's over? Hey, Oklahoma Christian, they won the pistol, and that's it.
They did.
That is it.
It's easy to forget. I had done so. I had forgotten.
Multiple 1v1s, multiple 1v2s snuffed away by Northwood University. And it adds up. It takes quite the toll. I mean, Oklahoma, they don't have anywhere to go. Ellis is going to re-engage back over towards the ramp now. An opening to B to hopefully get this bomb punched in. Hunter looking for an angle. The smokes go down and he won't get it. The Molotov's going to back takes up, and Shrunny not expecting the second player to be there. Hunter still has to fight this one through, and he'll do just that with the big green. Hunter might have just made this doable 1v3. Escape at the difference. The nail in the coffin this would be, but the flank is what you're worried about, and Twigs is going to be giving all the information back over to Rashada, who is playing ring around the Rosie. Escape's got to check these angles. Smoke's going to go down for Cave, and he doesn't expect it. Shada is in the corner, waiting for a chance to strike, playing him like a fiddle on the sights. Finally, Oklahoma Christian, they catch a break.
Nicely done from Hunter, especially, though. This is how the round starts. Nice gets the opening pick, but that's the second frag from Hunter that was so imperative. If Hunter goes down, suddenly life's a lot more difficult. Oh, and I think we're about to see a pretty quick A exec. Yeah, that was a lineup starting from spawn. It's all the way to Temple and to Donut.
It's going to be here.
We got all the setup.
Escape Blocked off by the smokes. Free passage for Wheaties. And now they know exactly where this player is. It's planted for a main.
Well, it's a 5-on-5. How's he done that?
What is Tix doing? How's he done that? Wheaties now. Tix says no. I'll do it myself. Escape. Gonna be shot from above. Shrani doubles down. Tix still trying to fight for his life on side, but it's all down to Ellis in a 1v2. Other side of the smoke brings it to a 1v1. Awkward engagements from Twigs. He's looking for the knife, but nothing is found. There's no time.
Does he have it? Oh, it's close. I think he might. Yes, he does.
Oh,
All the way
my
through.
goodness.
Ellis just waiting, watching, hoping that he'll continue to try and attack through this smoke, not making any noise. And of course, Twigs has no idea. He doesn't have any idea where he is in that smoke, and so can't get any confirmation. And this is where the Northwood economy that they built up over so many rounds is imperative for them to continue finding success.
All turned around, and that might be this chapter closed. The half, you can see, Wheatie is still fighting for his life over towards B, but Tix is going to have him sandwiched.
Yikes. It's just so unfortunate. The swiftness with which Northwood collapsed on that area.
The AUG from Soul Coach just hitting its mark constantly as well. Doesn't make it any easier. Twigs needs to make something out of this, but Soul Coach saw the cross and he knows the Shadow's going to give it away. 1v3 up and over the smoke. Tix trying to locate this up, and as it opens up the smoke, Tix is going to put away the half. 10-2 for Northwood University. We knew Ancient was their playground. We knew they were comfortable on this map, but after what we saw in Anubis, I did not expect this.
18-8 for Nice. I mean, this guy's farming. Literally unstoppable this entire half.
It's pretty good.
Most dominant half we've seen all day long. And as we enter to the second half of our 6th map of Counter-Strike.
These are Wolves after all. I mean, Timberwolves, but Wolves hungry after a loss on Anubis. And
I have an admission. I don't actually know what the difference between Timberwolves and Wolves
I don't
are.
think there's much of a difference.
In my brain, they are the same, though I know they're not.
Different brand. 3v2. All down to Tix now. Okay. So, Oklahoma Christian still showing promise in their pistols, but it's what comes next. That is the issue.
Well, at the moment, I think it's Oklahoma Christian going to try and make a convincing argument that maybe it's the Timberwolves that are the off-brand, because they're going to need a long way to go.
What brand of wolf are you?
You know, turnabout is fair play. Brand of wolf.
Behind.
Okay. I think I'm Coca-Cola.
I think Shada is right on the money right now with exactly what he needs to do in this round. Doolies, love it. Why not?
That was last game that Why Not was here.
Dude. Applications are going up on Twitter right now for a brand new co-commentator. If you're watching this, if you're listening, maybe check it out.
Seymour, he likes long walks on the beach, back rubs, you know,
Head
that kind of thing.
scratches.
All of the above.
Ollie's down, and just as much as this was an issue for the T side of Oklahoma Christian, I could see this turning around.
Yeah, same here. I think that, yeah, listen, it was a dominant half. Let's get one thing straight. Northwood looked incredible, but if Oklahoma Christian, especially after that win, both of the pistol and the anti-eco both go well, there's a world where they come back. Now, granted, they're big bonusing right now, and they don't have a lot of room to bonus.
I think it comes down to this bonus.
Yeah, I was just about to get there. It absolutely does. Because Oklahoma Christian, they're not broke, but they don't have like they have mostly enough money. But it's just it's ambitious to go for a bonus when you're down this bad.
Betting big, and they're betting right. Grouped up to B. The bomb is leading here. Shrani, such a pivotal moment not to give up this angle. Nice is going to start walking his way through to red room. Shrani, ice cold in the moment, but Nice has been on another level for this map, and that is the floodgates open towards A. Every only person here is Wheaties, and he has no idea Ellis has already closed the gap.
So swift. It's been a lightning fast, and okay, here we go. OCU, I think they're immediately headed for the save.
Little taste of their own medicine from Anubis. Peekaboo. Nice
No
is just not
way!
losing. 21 and 10. A 2.1 KD.
Okay. To be fair, that's just the MP9 gone. These are the far more important weapons for Oklahoma Christian, and they'll stay alive for the moment.
Keeping it on tap right now. Nice. I'm not sure if you're going to really dedicate this one. I mean, look at the rounds. You have room to kind of play around with your food, but even Northwood are disciplined. You could actually have this one. Nice. He does not miss. He doesn't miss.
He's on tonight. It's hard. It's hard to have a more dominant game than Nice is having.
It's like this is exactly what Tix looked like versus Drexel.
Exactly, and that's why it's scary to play Northwood, because anybody can have one of these games. This time it's Nice, and this time Northwood to 11. Here's the buy, and it is a little bit shoddy.
Raj, a group effort. Tucked away as Wheaties. Inside donut has gone unchecked. Hunter finds two. Wheaties finally going to make himself known and gets the better of Tix. Looking the wrong way. 3 versus 2. Escape has snuck through Temple. Shrani has an idea. Shada, though, that's going to have to keep this one in an advantage. Ellis looking to hunt things back down, but Shada is ice cold in the moment. He's not going to give it up this time.
Wheaties left unchecked there in donut, and I don't even know where Hunter was located, but he picked up a double kill on the site before he was dispatched.
Mid somewhere.
Regardless, Oklahoma Christian, that's a round to take a deep, very long breath and realize that you're not out of this one just yet. Their last little bit of money was invested into that round, and now it's Northwood who are starting to feel the pressure. Got to pinch some pennies, maybe.
So you say there's a chance.
Oh, yeah. Always a chance.
Something to play around with, and they know that. Gonna refrag his soul goat, but shot is not letting him through. Door is shut, and Shrani now looking to catch them outside. 6
there
rounds
we go.
For Oklahoma Christian, and finally they get one that isn't us panicking. Like, oh no, like,
A live reaction of us in the booth. Whoa. Yeah, these were some nice shots from Shot Up. I mean, who's actually been pretty darn good throughout this game, through this map, that is.
More with the deagle than I'd say with the rifles, but, you know, it's been there.
Hey, you take it where you can get it. You don't want to take HEs to the face, though. Those aren't good for your health.
Shrapnel.
I know from experience. Tasty.
Actually, one player who's unfortunately might be the difference here is Shrani, 8 and I think 14.
To be fair, nobody really has good KD for Oklahoma Christian outside of, I think Shada finally has something after the last couple of rounds.
The player you look to, though, to light the way. Was looking to take flight in this moment. Nice is going to be caught out. Ellis, Shadow Knock actually going to be giving him away. Wheaties has to think twice about what's coming his way, and what's next is Soul Goat. Reposition from Wheaties. Tapping away at these members. Not going down without a fight. That's one heck of a fight. Very comfortable
Nice
round
and clean.
again from Oklahoma Christian. Not losing a member.
I mean, that is great to see. Granted, all it takes is 2 losses, so their economy, once they get enough to ensure a second bye after a loss, that's sort of irrelevant. But they could buy more ops if they wanted to. Not that they've required it thus far. Could be an adjustment to be made. Put Northwood back on notice and show that they can't just walk into some angles, but
Yeah, no, I mean, we say this is manageable. Only 4 rounds needed now for Oklahoma Christian. Like,
yeah.
you win this
I mean,
one, and it's down to 2 possibly. Shada, Shrani, together, they collapse the front line of Northwood, and he's getting out of there. Twigs making sure that his cover is still intact. Northwood have been silenced.
This could really be how Ancient goes a lot of time. I talked about the experience and how much of it Oklahoma Christian have. It's not as if they don't know what they're doing. They do. And once you get the utility going on the CT side, it's this fight right here. And Northwood were serving it up to Oklahoma Christian all half long at a 10-2 scoreline. And now it's time for a bit of turnabout. OC showing up and saying, listen, you can do the same to us, but we can pull it off.
They know what's
too.
on the line. I mean, granted, you're not out if you lose here. You drop to the lower bracket.
True.
But, I mean, you think about this moment in general for Oklahoma Christian. Beating Northwood in the winner's bracket, moving them into the lowers bracket, something that nobody would have expected at all, Vincent, the way that Northwood has been playing. And then you look at what the lower bracket is, and it's Fisher and Northwood down there, and you're going up against GMU. Granted, GMU looked outstanding. I'm not taking anything away from that. But
you'd be a little excited
it's
to
a
get
bracket
that
breaker.
Yeah. No doubt whatsoever. If you you find on paper you're looking at GMU in the upper bracket, you're like, okay, I'll take that, as opposed to what could have been.
Big round here for the Tech Nines. Northwood looking to blow it up. Bomb going down. Molotov is going to do a little bit of damage, but Hunter's going to split the difference, given hedge now. The Eagles takes dancing around with the Tech 9. No way he's going to find another one. Wheaties still battling against Ellis and finally going to get this. A very scrappy fight. It's down to a 2v2. Twigs wrapping around. Tix is going to put him out of his misery, and now it's down to 1. An AK recovered for Tix, and Wheaties down to the Deagle. Shut out from the round, and Northwood put it together with just Tech 9s.
It's a set piece. They had just a little bit of utility and enough of it to cut them out of the site. A bit of a passive approach to the A site. This is the normal way you would approach it for Oklahoma Christian. You don't want to be caught here, especially with the Tech 9s where it's easier to close the distance, but they couldn't find it. A few smokes and a couple of well-placed flashes with the shots from the Tech 9s is enough to stall out OC. They're back on the EWP.
And that round exactly is what broke the mental of Drexel back in week 1. A Tech 9 rush onto A, and it swings the momentum back over for the Timberwolves. Now on match point, it's all or nothing for Oklahoma Christian. Shot as the first one up. Nice. A lot of damage taken. He secures the kill. Shrani a second. Ticks with the refrag, and it's all up to Wheaties now.
Oh,
and he's shot in the back.
Massive moment from Twigs. Not that it was the only idea, because Shada coming back around the corner, but Oklahoma keeping themselves alive. And Northwood just trying to go back to the basics, keep it simple. You can respect that, but man, did it not work out. But you saw the difference, Seymour, right? Getting a little bit more utility, that allowed them to take space through the double doors and maybe take a more favorable fight towards the B site. But now they're back down to not quite nothing, but it's close enough to the nothing.
I mean, they're going to be able to put something together. Tix had positive 7K in the pocket. Escape had positive 6K, so
As opposed to negative 6K?
I mean, like, I meant more than 6K, you know?
I'm here to terrorize you. That's the only reason I'm here.
Down to the rush play. Op is inbounds for Hunter. Can he step up? Molotov gives him space. Just barely escaping.
Be gone.
You need that. You need Hunter to hit these shots. 3v3. Escape. Gonna make this difficult. In for the rush. Nice.
No!
Not able to hit that shot as Hunter, and it's all down to Shada with the AWP recovered. Northwood put it away. Nice. The finisher. An incredible Ancient. An individual masterpiece. And Northwood moved to the winners final.
I need to know what scoreline Nice ended on there. I no idea, but it was a lot TM. That being said, man, what an incredible series that we just watched. 2 incredible series, actually. OC proving to both us and everybody else that they have what it takes. And I mean, listen, if I'm Fisher and I'm watching, now OC's in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, you're worried. You're so worried at the fact that, you know, everything has just been flipped on a dime for the expectations of this whole tournament. You know, teams came into the first week and they looked outstanding, but in the winter semifinals, it wasn't that. 2 incredible matches down to the wire, and for Oklahoma Christian, you're gonna look back at this and you're gonna think we could have been in the winners final, and it's not something you want to get hung up on heading into the losers bracket, but it is something that you can really hold close, that you took Northwood the distance. You almost came back from 10-2 down, and you made them work for it. That is a big take home. On the other side, for Northwood, I think this is a very humbling experience for them. You needed somebody to really go toe-to-toe. You needed somebody to really push you against the odds. And I think heading into next week, Northwood are going to learn from this experience, and they're going to be even deadlier.
I do think that there is certainly that possibility, though. I'll be honest. I think Northwood, they are a team with unlimited confidence because they've just been walking in and rolling over teams left and right, and they'll have the respect for those individual players for OC. They know that they are at the same level, you know, or right about the same level. That being said, I think that Northwood, with this win, they officially put themselves up on the pedestal. They have beaten, yeah, we're not going to see the Fisher matchup until potentially the finals, but listen, they beat everybody put in front of them, and a lot of big names go down to this Northwood team. I think we asked them to prove it, and they've done so.
I mean, they've gone above and beyond. Not only that, but, you know, for certain individuals too. I mean, let's talk about Ellis in this past map. I mean, had a stinker of an Anubis. He had, you know, a spade is a spade, Vincent. But you go into Ancient, and yeah, a couple easy ones early on, but, you know, finishing, you know, quite exceptionally. Zealous on that Ancient, a big rebound after that. It's good to see, you know, players not getting hung up on some rounds here for Northwood, and again, just reinforcing our opinions on how skilled and talented these members are. And, you know, I think it goes to show that Northwood, no matter how far they're down, they're never out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you go back to it. A good friend of mine, Exner, loves to say, "Give me the meeks. I'll take ecos all day," and absolutely you do. I mean, Ellis just getting back on the horse, so to speak, and stepping up big time through the rest of that. And yeah, I think you have to look over this bracket, and I start to see some crazy matchups everywhere now. You know, early on, it was a question mark of what games do we want to see. Now I want to see them all.
Yeah,
give them all to me.
And not only that, look at this lower bracket. Fisher College waiting for the winner of the Ohio State University Buckeye Gaming Collective Scarlet and RIT Orange. You know, Rochester Institute of Technology, they didn't have a great day two. When they met up against Northwood, they fell extremely flat, but they're out with a vengeance. You talked to MJB, he said he was not really happy with the way that they performed. Now with a chance to beat out on the Ohio State University, head in towards Fisher College, and possibly take down the next best thing. I mean, the opportunities are there. Not only that, North Carolina State University, the Wolfpack, a chance to, play against Matthew McConaughey fan club, and, you beat them. You head into Oklahoma Christian, another talented team. There is potential out of these lower bracket teams, especially that RIT Orange squad.
No, I agree. All of that is upcoming, and with Northwood now guaranteed up against GMU, I think that's another massive moment for GMU to continue to prove what they just put together against Fisher as well. I continue to see these matchups. I'm blown away by all the possibilities. With that being said, I mean, props I think to this squad. Northwood winning out, but OC put together a really good performance, and I think that there was only a couple of moments where they faltered. Especially it can't go without being said. You can't lose 3 ecos. That just can't happen. So that doesn't help.
It doesn't help at all, but it's something to learn from for the next time you take the stage. And for Oklahoma Christian, it's going to be pretty soon down in the lower bracket. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be looking down to the lower side of things, taking a look at teams like the Ohio State University and RIT Orange. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you follow Rally Cry for all that's happening here in the Rally Cry Collegiate Series. Show them some love, especially here on the Twitch channels. And we hope to see you tomorrow for some more action here in Counter-Strike 2. So stay tuned. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow with some more action.